you're crazy. Cause baby, you're crazy.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another Eurovision video, and I want to welcome each and every one of you straight back to my channel and straight back to another Eurovision 2023 video. Now guys, today's video is going to be slightly different to what we're accustomed to on this channel. That's because we have just had Eurovision 2023 Grand Final. The whole season is well and truly over, and so far I have the PED. Yes, I have the post-Eurovision depression. But I thought what better way than to cure that than to make some Eurovision content to take my mind off of the post-Eurovision depression, but also linger onto something that will give me depression later on because it will be over again and I don't know what I'm doing. There's logic in there somewhere, it works. Now, as you can tell by the title down below, today's video is going to be a debrief on the grand final of Eurovision 2023. Because as you guys have probably seen, and if you've not seen it, click the link up here, it will take you straight to that video. Me and Mama Trish reacted to the grand final on Saturday, and we gave you our initial thoughts to what was going on, the jury votes, the televotes, everything to do with the grand final. However, it didn't give us enough time to actually tell you our thoughts about the final. Yes, we gave you an instant reaction, but now the final's well and truly over, I had a little playback and I thought to myself,
I need to talk about a lot of things going on here.
So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to break a few things down. I've made quite a few notes on here and I just want to have a little chat with you and find out what you guys are thinking about these things. Not sure how this video is going to play out. I'm not sure how the edit's going to turn out because it's a lot different to other things I've done, but we're going to roll with it. So before we get things started, I really want to know what you thought about the final and everything that I'm about to talk about. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions down below, guys. I want to know if you're on the same wavelength as me, or if you have a few things that you want to chat about in the comments down below, and I cannot wait to join in. So let's do this, let's debrief. So guys, nothing to react to today, but I'm sat over this side of the screen because I'm going to put some visual aids up here just to remind you of what went down on the night and what I want to talk about. So first and foremost, it's Liverpool as a whole. I wrote down here that Liverpool has been a fantastic host city, and so it has. I went up there one day last week and it was absolutely fantastic. Everybody is so welcoming, everybody is so warm. There are people walking around the town in sequins. There were a few people I met that have been to the past few Eurovisions, and they actually said in person that this is one of the best Eurovisions that I've ever hosted. They thought it was absolutely fantastic. And as a Brit and somebody who lives in the UK, I think it is fantastic that we have embraced Eurovision with open arms. Well done, Liverpool. You've absolutely smashed it. Eurovision Village was huge. The atmosphere was electric. There were gigs left, right and centre. I went to see Subwoofer, but I know that there were plenty of other people performing in Lush, performing in the Slug and Lettuce, performing all over the city. So props to you. You were absolutely incredible. And I bloody love the Scouse accent. I was walking around all day with the Scouse accent. I couldn't quite shake it in the end. Chicken. I've also wrote down here that Hannah Waddingham was a brilliant host, and they were all brilliant. Every host, the one from Ukraine, the other three from the UK, all fantastic. I think they really represented what we were here for, united by music. But special shout out goes to Hannah Waddingham. She was incredible. The bit when San Marino gave 12 points to Italy and the crowd started to boo, and we all know why. And Hannah said,
Points.
No booing! Not in our house.
Well done, Hannah.
she is just a meme waiting to happen. She is brilliant and I loved her. Hannah Waddingham to host every Eurovision going forward. Imagine Hannah Waddingham and Petra. What a duo that would be. But this leads me on to my second point, to just mention Alicia Dixon. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with who Alicia Dixon is, she is a singer from Mystique, and she's gone on to pave a really good solo career. She did some solo songs, and she was also a judge on Britain's Got Talent, and she's just a TV personality really. She hosts a few things here and there. And the fact that she is hosting Eurovision is fantastic, because her ex-husband had an affair with Javine. Now, Javine, as you probably are well aware, represented the UK with Touch My Fire. She didn't do very well at all. The fact that Alicia Dixon is hosting the 2023 show just shows what a well-rounded person she is. It's kind of like full circle. Rock on, Alicia Dixon. This now brings me on to the interval acts of the evening, and both of which were phenomenal. We had Sam Ryder singing Mountain, and we had a plethora of past Eurovision stars singing a few different songs, a medley if you will, of Liverpudlian songs that have gone on to worldwide fame. So first and foremost we had Sam Ryder. Now yes, he was promoting his new song Mountain, but the fact that he had diversity and representation within that song was something to behold. It was brilliant. He had people with different disabilities, he had people with aesthetic limbs, people in wheelchairs. It was beautiful to watch because it did show you representation around the world, and it is something that we haven't seen before on the Eurovision stage. Well done, Sam Ryder. You really put yourself out there and you really made a statement with that performance. Love you. You're such a personality. You are an icon. Also, the next interval act, the past Eurovision star, we had the likes of Netta, Duncan Lawrence, Daddy Freya, and many, many more singing Liverpudlian songs, which is really weird for me to hear Daddy Freya singing Whole Again by Atomic Kitten. Who knew that song was so iconic until he did his own spin on it? Amazing. And we heard Imagine by John Lennon. It was so slick and it worked so incredibly well. Yes, this segment was 100% mined, but it doesn't matter because they were there to put on a show and they did it incredibly well. And they don't need to prove their singing and vocal prowess to anybody. They've all performed incredibly well at Eurovision. This was just a fun little interval act and I enjoyed it. Also, I don't know why, but the UK made a huge song and dance about Sonia coming back 30 years later. Like, okay, well done. It's great to see Sonia back. I don't know why they made such a big thing about it. Maybe because she hasn't aged. Her and Alexander Rybak are drinking from the same tap because I don't know how they managed to not age. Nevertheless, she was brilliant. Right, now we come on to the jury vote and there's a few things that I want to say about this. Right, overall I've had a few notes here, but firstly I wanted to say that I'm surprised that Finland is 4th. A song like Cha Cha Cha, I really didn't think that it would have the backing of the jury, but the fact that it came 4th is brilliant. Well done. The juries obviously know good music when they see it. I wrote down here, Sweden first. Duh. Of course they were first. We all knew that Sweden was jury bait to begin with, didn't we? And the fact that it ended up first, amazing. It put Loreen in a good stead to be first, didn't it, in the whole competition. And that's not to put down her song at all because Tattoo is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. But we all predicted that it would be a big hitter within the jury scope, didn't we? Shocker for me as well, Switzerland 14th. 14th with the juries. I really thought that it was going to be more. I really thought that it was going to hit. To me, this screams jury bait. How did it not place higher? A song that really did change my mind, I must be honest. At first, I wasn't too keen. I didn't really like the lyrics, but the more that I listened to it, the more that I understood the premise and the song. Amazing vocal. He performed it incredibly well, and it really did deserve more. Also, actually, the biggest shocker for me from the jury votes, Greece gave Cyprus 4 points. 4 points! Usually Greece gives Cyprus 12 and vice versa. Cyprus gives Greece 12. What happened there? And there was an audible "oh" from the audience as well because I think they were just as shocked as everybody else at home. It was nice to see different points being given out, not gonna lie, we love a shocker. Which brings me on to the televote. Now there are a few things that I want to mention here and I'd love to know your opinion on them. First and foremost, Germany coming last place with a total of 15 points. What more did Germany have to do? Germany have a worse ride than the UK and Spain put together. They have done everything. They have tried nearly everything in the book and they still get awful points year in, year out. Graham Norton even said it on the voiceover himself. He said that rock songs always do really, really well. And I must admit, for those that didn't hear it, he actually said about Lord of the Lost.
Songs like this always do really well. But let's hope it doesn't win because I don't want to be hearing that again.
What a legend. Each to their own. But it was a phenomenal song. I absolutely loved it. And like he said, songs like this always do really well. So why didn't it do really well for Germany? I am flummoxed. I really don't know. I think Germany going forward next year, you should really try to send an artist like a girly bop, kind of like Eleni Fawaya, because they seem to be the new rock act. The girly bops with a dance breakdown really seem to do well in comparison to the rock songs. So try that next year. If that doesn't do well for you, then Europe hates you. No idea. Not gonna lie to you, Germany, as you probably are well aware, was in my top 10. So I have no idea, and I would love to see them do something different and actually break onto the left-hand side of the board because you deserve it. You're so good. Next up, I want to talk about Poland. Who on earth would have thought that Poland got 81 televotes? People were hating it. They were really saying that Blanka was rubbish. Baby. They really didn't like her. But I'm actually really pleased for her that she got 81 televotes. Obviously, the people in Poland don't like her after the controversy that went down with the voting, but Europe obviously like her. So rock on, Blanka. Well done. Next up, one of the biggest shocks for me, Serbia. 16 points. I honestly thought that they were going to run away with it. Not win, don't get me wrong, but I thought they were going to be on the left-hand side of the board, possibly top 10. 16 points. Personally, looking at this now, maybe Europe isn't ready for a diverse, kind of weird, quirky, out-of-the-box, dark, sinister tone of song. Maybe they just want something different from Serbia, not too quirky, not too out of the box. Maybe Constrata was all that they needed. Viti strava. Tasteless. Europe have been absolutely tasteless. Broaden your horizons. Some Mrs. Mama. Which leads me on to France. And we all know what I'm going to mention here. The fact that Lazada swore in Arabic. Apparently it's Arabic, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm in two minds about this. Like, rock on, you do you. If you're not happy about it, you show it. But at the same time, be a little bit graceful about it. She seemed very, very sassy, which I'm all about. But then she did that kind of swearing motif, and that really kind of put me off. Be graceful, take your points with ease. Look at the past acts that we've had. James Newman, Yendrick, Luke Black this year, all of which have taken their low points with open arms. They've been really easy about it. And the fact that she kind of did that swearing motif, I don't know if it made me like her more or kind of dislike her more. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm on the fence here. If anything, it showed you that she's a bad bitch not to be messed with. Rock on, queen. Also, televote wise, I'm really surprised that Switzerland ended up 1 point under Poland. Again, I'm really weirded out about the taste of Europe. I thought Switzerland would have run away with this, but the fact that they were 1 point under Poland, like, it doesn't make sense to me. Fan bubbles really think differently of how the votes are going to go, so the fact that this ended up this way, I'm dumbstruck, to be honest. Also, televote wise, one of the biggest shockers for me was Spain. 5 points from the televotes. What on earth happened? This was a fan favourite, and like I've aforementioned, being in a fan bubble, I think you have tunnel vision and you think that certain songs are going to do well based on what you've seen in the fandom and based on what you've seen online. But the fact that this did worse than the UK? 2022 was obviously a fluke for the UK and Spain. 2023 just came back to remind everybody who was at the top and who was at the bottom. UK and Spain, back where they belong, obviously, at the bottom. Don't get me wrong, wasn't my favourite song at all of the competition, but it did not deserve 5 televotes. I know quality when I see it, and Spain is quality. That deserved so much higher. And the fact that it had 4 less televotes than the UK, that shocked me altogether. We got 9 televotes, but Spain got 5? Nah, something ain't sitting right here. Another fan favourite that I was shocked at that was Austria. Honestly, when all of these fan favourites were getting such low points, I thought there's something wrong here. But obviously all of the points were saved at the end for Finland, and Finland received 376 televotes. The winner of the televote, which is amazing, incredible, well done. The public know what they want, and I think he was such a deserving winner of the televotes as well. He was kind of the people's champion, wasn't he? Such an amazing performance. Which brings me on to how the UK voted with their televotes. Now, they gave Finland 12 points, and they gave Sweden 5 points. Which is very interesting, isn't it? Considering that Finland were the winners. 12 televotes from the UK? Come through, UK. Taste. Seeing that they have won 7 times now, this matches Ireland, and I think this is a great accolade to have, especially for Loreen being the only female to win twice. Get it, girl, but also well done for matching Ireland's legacy. Maybe it's because I'm not from Ireland, but it is really nice to see that Ireland have met their match in terms of winners, and it's going to be very interesting to see if either one of these surpasses that next and see if they really take the front runner. But who knows? I can't see Ireland winning anytime soon, so if Sweden can win again, then they will hold the record for most wins, but time will tell. But seeing that Sweden have won and they will be hosting for 2024, isn't it interesting that this actually correlates with ABBA's 50th anniversary of Waterloo? A lot of people online have been saying that it's a fix, but I don't know about that. It's just nice that these two facts kind of correlate with each other and it coincides as a nice little Easter egg for the fans. But when we have winners, we also have losers, and I'm not saying that any of these songs are going to be losers now, but these were the fan favourites that shocked me. On the right hand side of the board, we had Armenia, Austria, France, Spain and Switzerland. Now to me, these were the biggest shocks because all of these songs, based on the comments, based on what I've seen in the fan bubble, I honestly thought these were going to be on the left hand side of the board. So to see them chart on the right hand side, ooh, it didn't go down too well. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that any of these songs were my favourite, but I honestly thought they were going to place higher. To see the likes of Croatia actually place on the left hand side of the board over these other songs, I can't imagine that it's gone down too well within the fandom. It's not a rabbit hole that I want to go down, to be honest, but this is just based on my overview and based on what I've seen on the online fandom. However, guys, they were the notes that I had written down for this video and the main things that I wanted to talk about from the grand final. What points have I missed and what do you want to chat about? Please leave your comment down below and I will reply and I'll get into a good conversation with all of you, because I'm sure we all have the PED and I'm here to help fix that. Also, my main question from today's video is, what can Germany do to actually get some points at Eurovision? What would you like to see Germany do? What would you like to see them progress with next year for 2024? Please let me know all of your thoughts down below. I am sure Germany would also like to know. But that is all from me today and all for this video. Rest assured, more will be coming to help with the PED and I will be producing more content for you guys. But that's all from this video today, and all that's left for me to say is, if you're enjoying the content, please hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell notification button. That way you won't miss out on any of the other videos I have to bring you on this channel and you won't miss a trick. But all I've got to say now is thank you so much for watching and thank you for keeping up with this content for this season. Love you guys so much. Please take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.